and welcome to Moneylife News and Views. I am Debashis Basu. About a week ago, the Rajasthan police arrested the former State Bank of India Chairman, Mr. Pratik Chaudhari. And this followed an order by the Chief Judicial Magistrate's Court in Jaisalmer. He was remanded to 14 days of judicial custody after the court rejected his bail application. The judge was acting on a petition filed by the former directors of a hotel, and they alleged that SBI had sold about 200 crore of worth of property for just 25 crore to Alchemist Asset Reconstruction Company Limited after the owners had defaulted on the loan. Now, Chaudhari, the complainants alleged, was a chairman in 2013 and when this decision had happened and had joined the board of Alchemist after his retirement. And hence, he is alleged to have somehow engineered this fire sale. This is predictably outraged, that's the arrest of Mr. Chaudhari has predictably outraged and alarmed public sector bankers who would want to be remanded to judicial custody for 14 days. But anyone reading this news may get the wrong notions about what's going on here. Here is how I see the incident. Point number one, there are very well laid procedures of selling a loan to an asset reconstruction company. It is simply common sense that a loan that is sold off to an ARC only when the loan has gone bad. Now, bad loans are not classified whimsically, but through a very clearly laid down process, which is laid down by the Reserve Bank of India. In this case, the complainants had taken a loan of 25 crore from State Bank of India way back in 2007. They failed to keep up with the interest and repayment, and State Bank started making efforts to recover the loan. It is remarkable that the defaulters, who had no control over the asset, were able to get the court to act on their behalf when they cannot be an aggrieved party even if the asset was subsequently found to be of value. They are actually defaulters, but they still could get the court to see their side of the story. Point number two, when SBI failed to recover its money, it's only then it sold the asset to Alchemist, the ARC, and that was in March 2014. This sale too was done through a well laid out process in line with the bank's policy. At least that is what the State Bank has claimed in a statement. While there are allegations of rampant underselling to ARCs, this has to be established first before an arrest can be ordered. Now, who is the aggrieved party here? If the sale of the asset to ARC was done at a much lower price, who actually lost? Who should be aggrieved? It is not the defaulters who have any locus, having failed to keep up with interest and principal repayments. The complaint, if any, should be filed by SBI because it alone was a loser, assuming the asset was sold off too cheaply to Alchemist. However, it still leaves open the point that I have repeatedly made in these columns, and that is my fourth and main point. What about the collateral and personal guarantee? The key question to ask whenever bad loans of public sector companies are involved is this. Where is the collateral and personal guarantee associated with the loan? Bad loans of PSBs are conservatively valued at 10 lakh crore. They are probably around 20 lakh crore in reality. These figures have been bandied about around so easily and so long that we have become numb as to what is the implications of this. There are only two ways a loan can go bad. One, the business genuinely fails, and secondly, the business is planned to fail, which is willful default. The rationale for such humongous bad loans is often the first, which is a genuine business failures. Those who know even the basics of banking are aware that an average person cannot borrow even 1 rupee from a bank without first securing the bank's interest. At the time they lend money, the bankers cannot know whether the business would succeed or fail, or whether the borrower is honest or crooked. So, they demand adequate collateral and a personal guarantee of the founder to secure the loan. When the interest and principal repayments are delayed, they can follow due process and liquidate the collateral and also demand that the borrowers make good the money personally, which is why the personal guarantee thing is established in the first place. Now ask yourself, if PSBs, that is a public sector bank, secure themselves this way, why would their loans be so humongous? Why would 95 to 99% of big ticket loans have to be written off? Where is the collateral and where is the personal guarantee? The single biggest reason for bad loans of this size is obvious, hidden in plain sight. That is, dubiously sanctioning loans or restructuring them without adequate collateral and no post-loan monitoring or enforceable personal guarantee. This is actually criminal. PSB employees are government officials who would have actually very little personal incentive to lend. When you can walk into a government office, and do you get any service from them? Why would the bank officials be so desperate to lend money? Behaviorally, they are best placed as government employees to turn down dubious proposals. What drives these officers to lend to dodgy projects and promoters without adequate collateral, and why are personal guarantees never enforced? The answer is so obvious. Mostly the banker businessman nexus of corruption and sometimes phone calls from Delhi asking the banks to lend. This is not sheer inefficiency. We are talking about 20 lakh crores here. It is rampant corruption. And yet nothing has ever been done to make bank officers accountable, except for the rare actions when there is a public controversy. The Kingfisher case comes to mind. Point number 5. On the other side, in many debt recovery tribunal cases, banks routinely steamroll small borrowers, benefiting from draconian and one-sided judgments of the DRT. DRT is the bankers' forum. The borrowers, no matter what, have to pay up. That's the judge's point of view. The scope of appeals too have been restricted because 75% of the decreed amount in the DRT has to be deposited first for any appeal. So, in a nutshell, while it seems like egregious, State Bank of India former chairman being arrested, and that too on very strange grounds, the fact is, it has obviously forced a lot of national attention to this. The fact is, Mr. Chaudhary has probably been wrongly arrested. We would never know. But public sector bankers have got away for too long, allowing crooked borrowers to loot taxpayers of lakhs of crores. That is a fact, and that is a lesson we should never miss in this entire episode. If you liked watching this show, please click a like button and see you next time. Thanks.